Hello everybody and welcome to Money Talks Media. My name is John Klotz. I'm your host. Welcome to our bi-weekly show dedicated to growing and protecting your money in and around the GTA. And we have lined up a serious roster of speakers, including tax professionals, money managers, lawyers, hedge fund managers, CRA experts, mortgage experts, you name it, we got it. Money Talks Media is proudly based on the public speaking series Toronto Talks, now in our 10th year as a public speaking venue. And you can check out our upcoming event at torontotalks.org. And in fact, we've got a great event coming up on Tuesday, January 25th, where we feature Patrick Birmingham of Birmingham Construction. He is an Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and he's going to be talking about how he built and grew their business. So for any of you entrepreneurs out there who are looking for the next step and want to hear from the experts and how they grew their business, you can check that out at torontotalks.org. It's free for anyone listening to the show, by the way, and all we do is we collect loonies and toonies, which we give to Camp Uchagais, a camp for dedicated to children with cancer located in Ontario, and it's a great cause, and we really support it. Money Talks Media is proudly sponsored by Northwood Mortgage Life and Partners in Planning Financial Services. Let us show you how we can take years off the life of your mortgage and create a tax-efficient retirement plan for you that blows anything away. As well, you can request our 5 Canadian tax secrets you should know about, all at northwoodmortgagelife.com. Of course, you can always call our office at 416-969-8130 and ask for extension 230. If you missed one of our prior episodes, you can check that out at moneytalksmedia.com. So that's moneytalksmedia.com. And we've got about 60 sessions, all for your downloading pleasure. So go listen and watch away. There's some great material there. As well, if you would like to call in during the show, you can call the station at 204-9723, and that's a 416 exchange. Now here's our caveat. You're going to be getting lots of information today, and it's all free. And of course, you should always speak with your financial advisor before acting on anything, because we're not going to be held responsible for anything, but you are going to get some good nuggets. Get your writing pads out and jot down some good notes. But again, always speak with your financial advisor before acting on anything. And now, on with the show. Today, Money Talks Media talks mortgage talk with our good friend, Allan Kates, Vice President, Northwood Mortgage. Welcome aboard, Allan.
Thank you, John.
Well, it's great. Al, I am thrilled to have you here. I know I've worked beside you for a number of years, and to me, you are the consummate expert on mortgages. And I know you've got 12 years of experience in the industry, and you're managing this enormous sales force. So go ahead, tell us about mortgages, where the rates are going. Go ahead.
Well, I think 2010 was a very interesting year with the economy and with our friends, the Americans, and their issues with their housing market has affected us in a good way with regards to interest rates. And interest rates have been at their lowest point in the history of time and are still there. So, anybody who's looking to buy a home or refinance, there's been no better time to do so in history.
It's unbelievable. Like, when you think about it, there's nothing. When have you seen historically rates like this in our lifetime?
Well, you haven't. I mean, these are lowest, and it's almost free money. And that might be a problem down the road, but right now, for people who are wanting to do a debt consolidation mortgage or buy a new home, it's very affordable.
Okay. So let me ask you something. You're a mortgage broker.
Yes.
What are the advantages of working with a mortgage broker? Why should someone come and talk to you, and how can you help them?
I think one of the biggest challenges we've had is that we have an incredible banking system with 5 major banks that spend billions of dollars in advertising, and people think the first thing they should do with any type of money issue is go right to their branch or bank. With mortgage brokers, just like insurance brokers, we have a number of lenders that we go and seek mortgages for our clients, and that gives our clients flexibility and independence when choosing their mortgage. One of our biggest problems is that the public just doesn't know about us. And there's been a survey with CAMP, our association, and 67% of Canadians really don't know what mortgage brokers do.
Like, Al, it strikes me that Canadians are on autopilot. They had a bank account at RBC since they were 5 years old, and that's where they go. And that's not how the Yanks do it.
Absolutely. I mean, before the recession in the States, 75% of all business for mortgages was done through mortgage brokers.
Yes.
Here in Canada, it's about 30 and increasing. And over time, we have to do a better job to make sure the public knows that we are on their side. We're the ones fighting for their rates.
Absolutely. I know certainly my experience has been with the bank is you go in, before I met you guys, you go in and you sort of present your information, they give you a rate, and then you start negotiating. How does it differ from how you work it?
As a broker, we go on the opposite end. We try to give our clients the best rates from the start. We have multiple lenders, 48 to be exact, and with each lender having sometimes dozens of products, and it's complicated for us to keep track of all the different products. For clients, it's virtually impossible, especially since a lot of our lenders aren't showing their products online. They're behind the scenes. And, as for anything, if you're sick, you go see a doctor. If you need a mortgage, you should be going to see a mortgage expert.
I agree. Now, some of the people who I think have trouble getting mortgages potentially are like business owners. And what sort of stumbling blocks do they have in terms of getting mortgages and things like that?
I think that's a good point, John. I think one of the challenges we've had in the past is that people have thought you only go see a mortgage broker when you get turned down by a bank.
Right.
And that's incorrect. I mean, of course we do that type of business, but we also deal with people who are making $1 million, $2 million a year and get them fantastic products with institutions that satisfy their mortgage needs. On top of that, of course, one of the biggest markets that's increasing every year are the self-employed people, and with the number of lenders we have, every lender looks at self-employed people differently. And when you come to a mortgage broker, we're going to be able to look at someone's situation and get them the best mortgage deal based on their situation.
And that makes sense. So obviously you're dealing with multiple lenders who some have more specialization in working with someone self-employed who might show a lower income but might be making more money than, say, a straight salary person.
Exactly. A bulk of our business is self-employed people, and if you're self-employed, the biggest thing is that you want to write down as much cost as possible to show very little income.
Yeah.
And a lot of the banks and trust companies, what have you, don't have programs for this. We have many different programs, and we understand that market very well. We understand that they're not going to be showing all their income because it could be cash or it could be a lot of deductions. And to be honest, that is our increase in market has been over the last 5 years. And when you come see us, it's not about what you show on the bottom line. It's about your total outlook and your total business.
Now you do. I know I've spent some time with you. I know you do quite an involved process with clients. And you really help them clean up a lot of the issues they have with respect to credit, etc. Maybe you could elaborate.
It's important to sit down and look at your finances. Most people don't like to. And we need to know, we want to know everything about them so we can put them in better situations down the road and right now. One of the biggest mistakes clients do is that they wait till it's too late. Neither their credit history is poor, or they've missed payments on their mortgage, when 6 months ago we could have helped them into a fantastic mortgage and put them into a much better situation. So it's key to sit down with somebody, go over all the numbers, go over the whole situation, because, and this is I've always said this, is that there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. And especially when people are working so hard these days, and everything, all the costs have gone up, we want to make sure that you're maximizing your dollar, and the only way to do that is if you look at your situation.
And at the end of the day, a lot of them still are dealing with major banks anyways through you.
Absolutely. We deal with 4 of the major banks in Canada, so it's not like you're coming to us and we can't deal with the bank. A lot of the times the banks are a great place to place our clients' mortgages, but we have independence and we have choice. And in anything, I think in life, you want to make sure you have choice.
Absolutely. And do you find with a lot of your clients, and I know in terms of being around you, that a client may start off with one lending institution initially and may change over time because a better rate comes up?
With us, you're not locked into one lender forever. The terms are all different. And again, when terms are up or when people need new money, We'll sit down again and look at the client's situation. I know in my life, my situation changes every 6 months, every quarter, and the same thing for all our clients as well. So just because a client came to us last year doesn't mean that we know their situation a year from now, because everything changes every year.
Yeah. One of the things that really struck me, especially as being a business owner myself, is a lot of people aren't aware that as how they can use their home to maybe finance their business. Maybe you could elaborate on that.
The cheapest money you can ever get is money out of your home. It's the best security, and it's the has the least default rate for any type of loan for businesses. So a lot of our clients will come to us and take money out of their house to use to help grow their business, for accounts receivables, or to get to the next stage in their business career. And it's the cheapest way. I mean, when you're talking interest rates of 2.2%, you're not going to get cheaper money than that. And we might be able to get a line of credit with it. And there's so many ways of helping out business owners. And it's we just have to figure out, see if it's possible based on your situation.
And what are you sort of looking for when clients come in? What sort of qualities are you looking for in these clients that they have to have in order to be able to take advantage of these programs?
That's sort of the million-dollar question.
Okay.
There's many different things that we look at. We can look at credit. We can look at the equity in the house. We can look at the income, and it's all three. So
right.
that's why we need to sit down to understand someone's situation. And we've had many of our clients who haven't filed tax returns for years, don't show a lot of income on their tax return, and we've helped them out. We won't know until we sit down with them. We have lots of different avenues to help clients out.
You know, and I always, because I rub shoulders with so many of you folks in the mortgage, and I'm always hearing about how you guys are able to save people money on, like, just cleaning up some of their credit. Maybe you could talk about some of the successes you've had there. Over the last 20 years at Northwood Mortgage, we've helped out thousands of clients and saved clients millions of dollars over time. Wow. Based on putting together a better plan for their finances. We know that costs are going up, having kids is very expensive, and we need to make sure that our clients are using their facilities the best way possible. Many a times we'll have clients who have equity in their homes, who have debt outside their mortgage, i.e. car loans, lines of credit, credit cards, and what we do is we'll put it all together into a better instrument and save them on the interest rate and save them on the monthly expenses. And it's not uncommon for us to save a client between $800 to $1,500 a month on their net cash flow. Well, if it's $1,500 a month, in 1 year's time, that's $18,000 of net cash flow. So gross income, that might be, say, $25,000. I think if I could save you $25,000, John, today, you would probably come see me, wouldn't you? Absolutely. Absolutely. Closing thoughts, Al. Where do you see interest rates going in the next 3 to 5 years, and should people lock in? Or I think, obviously, we're at the lowest point in history. Rates are going to be going up over time. It all depends on the client's situation with regards to being able to service the debt and either embracing changes in interest rates or they need to know what they're going to pay for the next 5 years. Right now, a large majority of our clients are going on the variable rate mortgage at 2.2%. It's extremely low, and within the next year, rates might go up on the prime might go up from 3 to 3.5%, but then you're still talking rates in the 2s. I still think that right now, if people can afford it, the variable rate mortgages are a great choice. Al, on that note, we're going to take a break, come back and talk about a career with Northwood Mortgage. Great, thank you. Thank you.